Hey guys, Nitish here. Hope you are having an amazing day. Welcome to the first video of this channel. Today in this episode, we are going to make tandoori chicken. Tandoori chicken comes from northern state of India called Punjab. Basically, the chicken is marinated in a unique spice blend and yogurt and cooked in a big charcoal clay oven, which is not so common to have, but it's not gonna stop us from making it. And today I'm going to show you how. So let's begin.
Okay, so we are going to start with making our own spice mix for marinating the chicken. To make that, in a heavy bottom pan, we are gonna add 1.5 teaspoons cumin seeds, 1/4 teaspoon fennel seeds, 1/4 teaspoon black peppercorns, 1 bay leaf, 1/2 inch cinnamon stick, 1 pot black cardamom, 1 pot green cardamom, 4 pots cloves, 1 pot star anise and 7 dried red Kashmiri chilies. And toast them on a low to medium heat for about 2 to 3 minutes while moving them constantly to prevent them from burning. When they start to smell toasty and turn aromatic, we are gonna transfer them to a blender jar, let them cool off a little bit and then blend them to a really fine powder and let it set until ready to use. Next, we are gonna make some ginger garlic paste. So in a mortar and pestle, we are gonna add 30 grams garlic cloves and 30 grams peeled roughly chopped ginger and pound them for a few minutes until we have a paste-like consistency. Now for making tandoori chicken, the cut I have chosen is the whole chicken leg. It tastes meaty, has higher fat content that makes it more juicy and absolutely delicious. We are gonna use 6 of them that weighs around 1.5 kg, and before marinating we are gonna make 2 deep cuts diagonally to the bone on the thigh, 1 cut on the front of the drumstick and 1 cut on the back of the drumstick. Making deep cuts are really important here as they will allow the marinade go deep inside the chicken legs to make them more tender and extra flavorful. Once done making cuts, we are gonna pat dry the chicken with a paper towel to get rid of the excess moisture and wash over dirty hands, knife and the cutting board multiple times to avoid any cross contamination since we are dealing with the chicken. Now the next step is going to be marinating the chicken, and we are going to marinate it twice. To make the first marinade, in a large mixing bowl we are gonna squeeze 1 medium sized lime, add 1.5 teaspoons fine sea salt, 3 teaspoons Indian red chili powder and half of the ginger garlic paste that we made. Then give it a nice mix and massage the chicken with the marinade and make sure it enters the deep cuts. Now what this first marinade is gonna do is help kickstart the initial tenderizing process of the chicken and add another layer of flavor to it. Once you are done massaging the chicken, cover the bowl with a plastic wrap and refrigerate it for 40 minutes. While our chicken is chilling in the fridge, we can start making our second marinade. So in a medium-sized mixing bowl, we are gonna add 400 grams full-fat yogurt, 3 teaspoons Kashmiri red chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons Indian black salt which is quite savory and umami in flavor, 1.5 teaspoons dried fenugreek leaves, 1.5 teaspoons turmeric powder, the rest of the ginger garlic paste and our own ground spices. Then whisk all of them together to make a spicy yogurt slurry and keep aside. After 40 minutes of marination, we are gonna dip these chicken legs in the second marinade one by one, making sure they are very well coated. And the last thing to add to the marinade is half a cup or 120 ml mustard oil, which has a very distinctive pungent flavor and is used in Indian cooking quite a lot. And I would highly recommend you using this particular oil to get that authentic tandoori chicken flavor. Now toss the chicken legs one last time, cover the bowl with a plastic wrap and refrigerate the chicken for 8 hours to allow them to become soft, tender and to suck in all those amazing flavors. After 8 hours, we are gonna pull the chicken legs out of the fridge and let them set at room temperature for about 1 hour. Resting them before cooking is really important, because if we cook them while they are still cold, then the outside of the chicken is gonna get completely dried out before it's fully cooked from the inside. And you will end up with a very dry and a raw piece of chicken, and I don't want that to happen and see any of you guys getting disappointed. While the chicken is resting, we are gonna make 2 sides to enjoy with it. The first side is going to be vegetable raita, or you can call it a yogurt dip. For that, we are gonna need 2 ripe Roma tomatoes, 10 grams mint leaves, 120 grams English cucumber, 10 grams cilantro and a small size red onion. We are gonna cut the tomatoes, red onion and cucumber in small tiny dice and finally chop the mint leaves and cilantro. Then in a medium-sized mixing bowl, we are gonna add 500 grams full-fat yogurt, 1 teaspoon toasted cumin seed powder followed by all the cut vegetables and gently fold them together. And then finish with adding 1 teaspoon coarsely ground black pepper and 1.5 teaspoons Indian black salt. Then give it a final mix, cover it with a plastic wrap and refrigerate it right away to keep it fresh. Now the second side we are gonna make is a very quick and easy saffron rice. For that we are gonna soak a pinch of saffron in 2 tablespoons of boiling hot water and let it set for a while to allow it to release its color. Then in a small sauce pot we are gonna add 200 grams basmati rice that I washed multiple times until the water ran clear to remove the excess starch and let them soak in the water for about half an hour and then drain them using a fine mesh strainer. Now we are gonna add 1.5 cups or 355 milliliters water into the pot along with some whole spices like 1 bay leaf, half inch cinnamon stick, 1 pot black cardamom, 1 pot green cardamom, 3 pots cloves, 1 teaspoon salt and 1.5 tablespoons ghee or clarified butter. Then we are gonna bring it to a boil over a medium heat, give it a stir to disperse the ghee, cover it with a lid and let it cook for 10 minutes. Keep checking once in a while. When the 90% of the water is soaked, reduce the heat to low and pour the saffron liquid onto the rice. Then cover it with a lid again and let it cook for another 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we are gonna kill the heat, fluff up the rice with the fork, sprinkle some chopped cilantro and that's it. There you have your easy saffron rice. After resting for about 1 hour, the chicken has come to a room temperature and ready to cook. I'm using a baking sheet to collect the juices from the chicken and inserting a cooling rack which will allow the hot air to circulate underneath the chicken as well. Now I'm gonna arrange them side by side, leaving a little space between them so that they cook evenly, and put them in the middle rack of the oven which has been preheated at 450 degrees Fahrenheit and roast them for 30 minutes. After 15 minutes, we are gonna flip the chicken and continue cooking for another 15 minutes. Once 30 minutes are done, I'm gonna insert an instant rate thermometer into the thickest part of the chicken to take the temperature, and it should register around 65 to 68 degrees Celsius. Now for a fully cooked chicken, the internal temperature should reach 74 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And it will reach at this temperature by the time we are done broiling, which is the next step to get that beautiful, good looking, tasty, crispy short crust. So we are gonna turn off the baking element and start the broiling element on a high heat and broil them for 5 minutes each side. Now if in case you guys missed anything, here are the timings showing up on the screen for cooking the chicken. Now that our chicken is ready, the final step is smoking them to get that smoky flavor it gets when cooked in a big charcoal clay oven. For that, I'm gonna make a little tiny vessel with an aluminum foil where the charcoal is gonna sit. Then stack all the chicken pieces like so and place this tiny aluminum vessel on top. Then light up a charcoal with a blowtorch or on the stove, and once it's lit, I'm gonna place it in the vessel and then drop a few drops of ghee or clarified butter on the charcoal. The moment you drop the ghee, you will see it producing crazy amount of smoke. So what we are gonna do is immediately cover it with a glass dome or whatever you have to trap all that smoke and leave it until the smoke disappears. Now while they are smoking, we are also allowing them to rest for a few minutes to reabsorb all the juices into the meat so that they remain moist. Cause you don't wanna cut it right after cooking or else the chicken will lose all the juices. And once the smoke disappears, uncover it and there you have your tandoori chicken.
And now it's time to eat this thing.
Oh my goodness, this is the real deal guys. I must say all this waiting after marinating the chicken is totally worth it. It's so flavorful, it's super smoky, so tender and so juicy. Making our own spice mix made a huge difference here. The rice is really aromatic and floral because of the saffron and the whole spices we used, and the raita is quite refreshing which is cutting down the heat from the chicken. All the flavors are going together so well. I'm just gonna take this chicken leg with me, sit back, relax and enjoy eating it.
Alright my people, so that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give this video a big like, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.